Little Ferry's new flood prevention plan includes bigger pumping stations to send the water back into the river.
The electric grid was no match for Sandy. 8.2 million homes and businesses lost power, among them 90% of Long Island, some for more than 2 weeks, a few even longer.
Yeah, Dave, people were angry, heads began to roll, and a new company took over.
But has the change improved service? Is Long Island ready for the next big storm? Here's News 4's Greg Sergel.
The guy leading us into this PSEG substation has an awesome responsibility. Richard Henderson's job is to keep Long Island's electric power flowing even after big storms.
It's definitely a difficult battle. No pressure at all, right?
10 years ago, that pressure proved too much for the Long Island Power Authority after Sandy devastated its electric system.
I come every day. They keep telling me different things.
This Oceanside woman was among the close to 1 million LIPA customers who lost power, 90% of those served by the public utility.
It turned off the electricity here for 2.5 months.
10 years later, Mike McGinty remembers how his home village of Island Park struggled after the storm. The owners of this Island Park salon were forced to rely on generators for months as they worked to rebuild their flooded business.
Everything was very difficult, to say the least.
Turn on the power! The anger and frustration got so bad that in Oceanside, residents shouted at public officials at an anti-LIPA rally. Later, several LIPA executives resigned, and New York State created a commission to investigate LIPA.
They could not have handled it any worse than they did.
This business owner told that state commission he was billed thousands for electricity, even as he went without power for 45 days. In the end, New York's Moreland Commission concluded Long Island's electric system should be operated by a private company. PSEG Long Island was that company and now says it has spent a decade and hundreds of millions in federal aid improving Long Island's electric system.
You can see our control house over here to my left raised up.
Electric structures have been elevated, poles and wires strengthened, dangerous trees trimmed. But is it enough? Just 2 years ago, Tropical Storm Isaias knocked out power to 500,000 Long Island customers, prompting elected officials to call for PSEG's removal. But Mike McGinty believes Long Island's electric system is now stronger. He's watched nearly a decade of improvement work in Island Park, where he's now the village mayor.
They redid the distribution lines in a much heavier material. They came back and redid the transmission lines. So we don't lose electricity here anymore. In that sense, it's worked out for us well.
Greg Sergel, News 4 New York.
LIPA was not alone in its struggles. The night Sandy struck, Con Edison's substation on East 13th Street took on 3 feet of water because of its proximity to the East River. It caused a transformer to pop. Since then, the utility has spent about $1 billion fortifying the substation, elevating electrical panels and breakers, moving the control room to the 2nd floor, and building flood walls.
Although most of Connecticut was spared the brunt of the storm, Sandy claimed 4 lives there. Residents and businesses along the shoreline suffered, many vowing to rebuild. Some 3,000 homes were damaged. The financial toll, $360 million.
Sandy took its toll on Westchester County as well. Several people died, 2 of them children, killed by a fallen tree. The flooding was worse for those along the Long Island Sound. Homes were damaged, power was scarce, and it took weeks to restore.